So anyways, once you get that burr as small as possible, then you simply flip it over and do the same thing on the other side. And once you feel the burr on that other side, I like to use the same stone to lightly knock that burr off. You don't have to. You can just move to the next stone down. It's kind of just an OCD thing with me. Every time I leave a stone, I like to deburr it as much as possible with that stone before I move to the next. Just, I don't know. I don't know if that's actually beneficial. It's just something I do and I've always done, so I just keep doing it. And then you're just going to move down through the stones. As I mentioned in the sharpening video, the idea being, you know, every finer stone you move to is going to be removing less material, which means less burr, and it'll be easier to kind of remove that burr until you move to the final step of stropping. But first, let me go ahead and shut the camera off. I'll run this medium stone, and then we'll take a look at it, and then I'll run through the stones. Alright guys. Okay guys, sorry for the crappy angle. So I finished my medium stone. Probably actually should have started with coarse, just because the bevel was uneven to start with, and so I really wanted to try my best to even it out, especially towards the tip, and that required removing more material than I anticipated. So it was a lot of extra work starting with that medium stone. I tend to make that mistake a lot. I try to get away with starting at too small a grit, and can just make life harder for me than it needs to be. But so yeah, I did both sides, did a quick deburring, and maybe you can see here, kind of hard with this on there. See how it's sharp? I mean, it's quite sharp. The reason it's tearing is because the paper's hitting the stop. So this is a perfectly serviceable edge. Let's see, and this is on just the medium stone. So you could stop here, strop it, and you would be good to go, and you'd have a fine edge. You could stop right there if you wanted. But we're going to keep going. So let's move on to the fine diamond stone, and then we'll hit the polishing stone. Alright guys. Okay guys, so I'm working on the fine diamond stone, and just figured I would do how I test for the burr. So basically, so this is the side I've been working on. See if I can get the camera in there. And I just run my nail, and it just, I mean, it just drops right off. You know, it doesn't catch on anything. This side, I don't know if you can hear that. Just barely, my nail just barely catches right on that edge. And this is a very small burr, and that's exactly what I want. So I've done both sides. Now I'm just going to knock this burr off on this side, and then move on to the fine stone. Or I mean the polishing sapphire stone. Okay guys, I just finished with the ultrafine sapphire stone here. Man, that thing's awesome. It really, really works well. Here's a little thing I like to do. You don't have to do it. I almost hate suggesting it because I'm worried that, I don't know, maybe it won't work for you guys, but what I actually like to do is when I sharpen on a system like this, I generally like to skip stropping. I know it's bad. I like to skip stropping. And how I do that is, so I was running at this angle right here, second one up. So I was running from that angle with everything, including the polishing stone, which is a little bit of a misnomer. It is a polishing stone, but it also, I mean, it is a stone. It is an ultrafine stone. So you're not going to get a burr. You're not going to feel the burr like you do on the other stones, but it is sharpening. So after I run my usual set, so I'll run this side with the on the same angle with the sapphire stone, run the other side, same angle with the sapphire stone, flip it back this way, do just some light strokes just to clean it up. What I do after that is I actually move up an angle with my sapphire stone, and I basically create just a little light kind of micro bevel. Like I really just kind of get that very edge razor sharp, and I run through that same process here. I go on this side, not too heavily, flip it over, not too heavily, and then flip it back over here super light just to clean up any sort of micro burr that I get. And it works really well for me, and it's a really quick thing to do, just kind of at the end. I only do it with the final stone, sapphire stone, or whatever the case may be, and really works well for making a good edge. Let's see if I can find some hair. I've actually got, hard to get around this tripod, I've got to clean up that hair right there, because I've been shaving off everywhere else. So you know what, I think I will strop this. It's not quite as sharp as I would like it to be. It is hair shaving sharp, but they're not flying off like I like I would like after sharpening. So I'm gonna go grab my strop and we will do that real quick, and then we'll do kind of just cut some paper, see how we do. I'll show you how I strop for now. Alright guys, hold on. Okay guys, grab my strop, and I said how I strop for now because I've actually ordered an official strop from Strop Man. Should be in, I guess, this week sometime. Mainly just because I just got sick of this. I mean, it works, but there are some pain in the butt things about it. It's pretty narrow, so you got to move the blade this way a lot. But the main problem with it is or at least with mine, because I'm a fat ass, it's got a curve to it because I wore it, and it kind of, you know, stretches differently when you sit down and stuff. You could buy a brand new one, but then of course, if you're buying a brand new belt, you might as well get a real strop. But unless you mount it to something, you've got to put it on the edge, you know, or else you just, I mean, you can't do it flat. Or at least back here, you can't do it flat. So you got to like mount it on to something. So let me see here. It's hard to do with the camera. So basically with the strop, I just kind of, I'd like to put my finger up on the top here. That way I can create kind of an angle that I want, and it kind of acts as a guide. So I just rub that finger and then just try and follow that through as I rub through the entire blade. And I just have some polishing compound on here. The strop that I ordered from Strop Man, it's going to come with official strop compounds. I think there's like 3 of them. So I'll let you guys know how that works out. But yeah, just do a number of strokes. Well, let's see. Can't really get a good angle, so I'm just gonna kind of wing it on this side. I also would like to try holding the strop by hand rather than placing it on a flat surface like Solo's Knife Reviews does. This isn't the best demonstration, guys. I'm at a very weird angle right here. I got the camera preventing my left arm from kind of moving up, and especially when I'm trying to get the kind of the tip, I've got to lean all the way back in order to get on there. Okay, and then I'll just run this side once again, clean it off. Let's see if we're any sharper. Let's see if we can get these dang hairs to pop off better. Oh yeah, look at that. I mean, I could easily shave my whole freaking arm like that. Flying off. Let's grab some, see if I have any more magazine paper. Here we go. I would use phone book paper, guys, but I seriously, I just throw those damn things out. So I don't have any phone book paper. What I do have is a bunch of magazines I've already read. Don't really have a need to keep, so that's why I like cutting with that. It's a pretty good cutting paper, you know, it's not quite as thin and light as phone book paper, but it's heavier than, you know, printer paper. It doesn't take much to cut printer paper. So yeah, pretty good. Definitely, you know, a serviceable edge. Like I mentioned, it's not, you know, breathtakingly beautiful. It's not bad, but like the, you know, from this distance, it looks nice. Oh yeah, that's nice and polished. But when you look at it up close, you can see how it's not perfectly polished, and you can see where some of the grittier stones are shining through where the polishing stone didn't quite hit it enough. Then again, though, I'm just looking for something that works. I don't spend hours meticulously making sure that it's perfect. That's what I want right there. It'll shave hair well, very well. Slices through paper like nobody's business. That's all I care about in my sharpening. And that's why I'm pretty fine with this system. It's got some quirks. It's not perfect. You're not going to get visual award-winning edges, but you can definitely get some very sharp razor edges, especially if you kind of keep in mind some of the tips I told you. I think might help you out. Alright guys, that's it for this long sharpening video. I just wanted to make sure and get a good comprehensive sharpening video, so in the future if anybody wants to know how I sharpen, I can just reference it to this one, and it's not, it's kind of just an all-around regular blade sharpening. Alright guys, take it easy. Later.